Hi, in this session, we will see the different types of windows in SAP SmartForms. So there are four types of windows in a SmartForm. The first one is the main window. A main window is used when we want a continuous output. Let's take example, if you have 100 records to be printed in a SmartForm, and it is not possible to display the 100 records on a first page. Okay, so in this case, we want system should print the output continuously. After finishing the first page, it should go to the second page and third page. Okay, in that case, we have to use the main window. The secondary window. The secondary window we use when the max number of rows are fixed. Okay, and it is not a continuous display. Means all the records, maximum 10, 20, that will get displayed only on the first page. It is not a continuous. Okay, that is called as secondary window. The final window. The final window is another type of window, just like secondary window, but the difference is that in the processing, it is processed at the end. What is meant by this? Have a look here. Suppose in a SmartForm, first we have created secondary window 1, then secondary window 2, then main window. When the SmartForm execute, first system process the secondary window 1 in the sequence, then it goes to secondary window 2, then it goes to secondary window 3, then it goes to main window. The process sequence like this. But instead of secondary window, if we have final window, then the process sequence get changed. System first goes to secondary window 2. Okay, this will get processed first, then it will go for main window, and at the end it will go for the final window. Okay, so this is the difference between the normal secondary window and the final window. And the last one, the copy windows, that is used to print the page type. Let's take an example. When you take the printout of an invoice, the first copy is called as the original copy. The second copy of the same print is called as the duplicate, and the third one is extra copy, that is for courier person. Okay, in that case, we can use the copies windows. So we'll see all those four windows in this session. So go to our demo SmartForm, that is ZSF underscore example underscore 02. Now here we already have our internal table, that is GT underscore Mara. So what we'll do, go to initialization. As main window we have already used in our previous session, but still we will have one example. Now what we'll do here, select all from Mara into table GT underscore MARA, let's say up to 100 rows. Okay, here I am selecting up to 100 records. Add the Mara table in the output parameter. Now by default, when we create the page, the main window gets created. This we already seen. Now this is the type of window. Click on window. In the general attribute, here we have to select the type of window. Now this is the main window. Here in the output option we have set the margin. Okay, now what we'll do, right click here, create a loop at GT underscore Mara into GS underscore Mara. Okay, save, check, activate. Inside the loop, just print insert a field gs underscore mara, that is matna. Okay, execute. You can see the total number of page is 1 to 3. That is 3 pages system has printed. Okay, this is the first page, second page, the third page. For printing that 100 records, system has taken 3 pages. Now, because this is a main window, then it is printing continuously. Now, what will happen if you change this window type to the secondary window? Just go here. Instead of main window, select as secondary window. Save. You can see the message here. A page without the main window cannot point to itself as the next page, because here in the page we have to give output options. Next page we have to give actually, which is the next page. So what we'll do, we'll keep this as it is main window. We just change the margin here. Instead of 2, let's say start with 10 and the height is 5. Now just create a new window, secondary window. Give the margin. So this is upper margin 1 centimeter and the height, let's take an example of 6 centimeter. Now what we'll do, just drag and drop this loop from main window to secondary window. Okay, now save, check, activate. What we have done, we have created a secondary window. Okay, now execute. Now here we can see even there are 100 records in the GT underscore Mara, but system has printed only first page because we have used the secondary window. Okay, so if you use secondary window, system will print the data only on the first page. It will not print the data continuously. Okay, so this is the main difference between the secondary window and the main window. Now we'll see what is the final window. As I explained you by this picture, by this table, that we'll see. Now let's take an example. So in the previous session, we have printed the purchase order details, right, using this table. If you go to my section on table, so we have created this table of GT underscore EKPO. Okay, I opened that table here. Now from the secondary window, remove this loop, activate. So what we have done, we have shown this table, okay, which is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line items, and the total value is, okay, it is going to next page. Let increase some table width. Let's take an example. This is 5 centimeter, and let's put as 15 centimeter. So there are total 90 records are there, and the total value of the PO is 45,355.41. Now take an example, we want to print this footer value, okay, which is calculated at the time of processing of table. This value we want to print at the top. So how system will print? Now first take example. So as we know that value is in the field GV underscore PO underscore value. Okay, so what we'll do in the secondary window, right click, create text, enter that field here, ampersand gv underscore p underscore value. Save and activate. So if you see here, in the sequence, first we have the secondary window, then we have the main window. So we'll see what will happen in this case. Execute. Here you can see the value is becoming 0. System is printing the value 0. But in the table, it is showing that as 45,355.41. Okay, why? Because when system start the processing, first it is executing the secondary window. At that time, that particular field, this gv underscore pa value, doesn't have any value, because that value is calculated in this table, at this table level, because we have done the calculation at the table level here. Okay, so in this scenario, how to print the value at the top of page? For that, we have to use the final window. Just change the window type as final window. Now activate. Now execute. Now you can see the system is printing the value at the top, 45,358.41. This is same. Okay, so this is the difference in the processing. If you're using the final window, that will be processed at the last level. For system print all the other windows, then it goes for the final window. So in this, suppose you have scenario, you have coding on the multiple pages and you are adding some value to a field, but that field to be displayed on the first page. So in that case, we have to use the final window. Okay, now we'll go for the last one, that is the copy windows. Now go to coding. Just change the window type to copy windows. Remove this. Right click. Go to flow logic. Create a program line. Before that, in the global definition, add one variable that is called as gv underscore page, and give some description as cat30. Now in this copy window, in the program line, write the code. If SAPscript, that is system, copy count equal to 001, it is the first page. Then print as gv underscore page equal to original copy. Okay, else if SAPscript copy count equal to 002, gv underscore page equal to duplicate copy, else print as extra copy. Okay, so if system is printing the first copy, it will come as original, then second duplicate, and for remaining it will print an extra copy. Now right click here, create a text element, insert the field gv underscore page, activate a SmartForm, execute. Now here we have to give the number of pages. Let's say we're printing 4 pages. Okay, effect. You can see the total pages are 4. On the first page, it is printing as original copy. Click paste down. On the second page, copy 02, it is printing as duplicate copy. See, the total SmartForm pages are only 1, but copy we are printing 4. Okay, click paste down. For third one, you can see extra copy. Now go for fourth one. Again, you can see the extra copy. Okay, so in this way, we can use the copy windows. So in this way, we have seen all the different types of windows, that is main, secondary, final, and copies windows, and how to use that in a SmartForm. So in this way, we have finished this session. Thank you.